welcome to Recipes Tested. I'm Brianna Robinson, and today I'm going to be testing out a request for a chocolate cake that I got. And I got that request on Instagram, so if you're not following me already, you can go ahead and follow me. The link to every one of my social media accounts is down in the description on every one of my videos. But I got this requested, and then about 2 hours later, I was on Facebook and the recipe that I'm testing today just popped up on my feed, and I took that as a sign to make this particular chocolate cake because there are a gazillion out there on the internet, and this one looked really good. I got this from the website mybakingaddiction.com, and again, the link's down in the description, and this one's called The Best Chocolate Cake Ever. I had to give it a go. So if you want to see how this recipe turns out, just keep watching and I'll get testing.
So I think one of the things that makes this chocolate cake different is it calls for buttermilk. So I went and made that and then sprayed my pans and lined them with parchment before I got going on my dry ingredients with sugar, flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, and salt. And then I mixed that together with my electric mixer. They specifically said to do it with the mixer, but I would just do it by hand next time because it kind of got everywhere and it didn't get everything as incorporated as I wanted it to. But then I got going on my wet mixture with my buttermilk, coffee, and vegetable oil. And the coffee just really brings out the chocolate flavor in any chocolate dish that you do. And then I added eggs and vanilla extract and then mixed that together as well. And then just poured my wet mixture into my dry mixture. And I knew that this was going to be a really wet batter, and it got everywhere. So next time I would either mix this by hand, because again, my beaters didn't get it all in, or I would use a huge bowl. But then I poured my batter into my 2 prepared pans, and again, I got the mixture everywhere. This was a really messy recipe. And then I put it on a cookie sheet just to make it easier to pop it into the oven. And then I baked it, and after 35 minutes, it was not done. It was not even close to done. So I went and put it in for another 10 minutes, and one of them was done, but then the other one was not. So once they were both done, it took an extra 15 minutes total. I went and let them cool, and while that cooled, I made my peanut butter buttercream frosting. So I added my butter into my mixing bowl and whipped that together first, and then added in peanut butter and vanilla extract and mixed that together. And once that was all smooth and incorporated and there were no chunks of butter, I added in my powdered sugar, and I made a half of a batch. So I just added it in until it was a 1.5 cup ratio. And then I added in my milk because I didn't have heavy cream, but it worked out just fine. And just mix that until it was all nice and whipped. And guys, this is really good frosting. But I put it into a plastic bag so that I can pipe it onto my cake. And that was my next step. So to build my cake, I cut off the parts that were a little bit higher so that it would be level on, so that it wasn't all wonky. So once they were all trimmed, I just went and added frosting onto the bottom. And if you've seen my other chocolate cake recipe video, you know that I'm not very good at frosting cake. It's just not really something I care about, but this frosting worked really, really well. So I just threw it on there and it spread like a dream. It was just so easy to work with. And I went and decorated it because I didn't really feel like leaving it, and I just piped it on to try to make it look like I know what I'm doing. I'm not a cake decorator, but I wanted it to look like I put a little bit of effort into it. So this took about 1.5 minutes just to pipe these little flower thingies on. It looked really pretty, if I do say so myself. And once that was all decorated, your cake was good to go.
So cake's frosted, it's cool, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a taste and let you know if it's love at first bite. I'm just gonna sneak a little bit here to try to still make it look pretty. This is a really good cake. The chocolate it's rich, but not really in an overwhelming chocolate flavor. If you guys have been following me for a while, you probably know that I'm not the biggest fan of chocolate. And this is something that even I would eat. What I don't like about chocolate is normally it's extremely overpowering. And this is just really rich and delicate, but not chocolatey. I don't even know if I'm explaining this in a way that makes sense. My mouth is watering. That tasted so good. It's really delicate. It's not very airy, but you can tell that there's the bubbles in it. Really, really good. And this frosting is like perfect with it. And the frosting itself is not overly sweet. It's not overly peanut buttery either. Everything here is just very complimentary. I'm pretty proud of myself. So I give this a rating of a 10 out of 10. It was easy. Ingredients I already had on hand. Other than the mess of the drippy batter, it's a winner. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. And don't forget to leave any requests in the comments for any future recipes. And don't forget to subscribe as well. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.